I would probably punch my 15-year-old self in the face. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. No, I don't have a fashion advice. No, I don't have like some crazy questions that I'm going to answer. No, I don't have a countdown from 5 to 1 of some random thing that I just came up with off the top of my head. No, today is something a little bit different. I saw Mark Ferris do something very similar on his channel, and it gave me an idea of what I wanted to do today. And that is to give advice to my 15-year-old self, and maybe you can get something from it. Most likely not, because a lot of it's very specific, but you never know. You never know. Something might resonate with you. You might have one of these crazy situations that may or may not appear into your life. So here are some of the advice I'd give my 15-year-old self. The first piece of advice I think I'd give myself is to not care about rumors. Every high school basically has those rumors and those stupid stories that people whisper into each other's ears, and slowly but surely it becomes nothing like what it really was. Maybe Jimmy had a little bit of an accident and he spilled water on his pants, but at the end of the day it turns out that Jimmy didn't spill water on his pants. Jimmy pissed himself, and everyone should mock him for the rest of his high school life. Which brings me to my next piece of advice, is not to feed in to the rumors. To have someone start a story and a rumor about you is bad, but to be the reason why the rumor is spread is just as bad. And I am numero uno guilty for that one. I was a bit of an instigator, if I'm gonna be honest. I loved to take a story and just embellish it and make it way more complex and complicated and interesting than it really was. The problem is when you do these things, you don't think about the fact that this is an actual person. You are pretty much ruining this person's life for at least that moment. It seems like the end of the world to them because all the limelight is on them. A whole building knows about something that they really didn't do, or they did do and they didn't need it to get out. So part of what I want to advise is just don't feed into the rumors, because it's kind of a bad thing. It's kind of shitty. As funny as many of my rumors that I started were, it was really shitty of me, and I'm sure I got a lot of shit karma in my adult life because of shitty 15-year-old Chad. The next piece of advice I want to give to myself is a little bit to do with fashion, and the first part I'm going to talk about is to wear less black. I mean, this is a bad example, but normally I don't wear just black anymore. Granted, I'm wearing black socks, gray pants, and a black shirt, so my monochromatic feel is very zen right now. But normally I like to bring a little bit of color into my style now. I feel like there are more colors than just black, and black isn't even in a color, so it's a shade. So we're gonna throw that out there, by the way. It's a shade, not a color. So how about take a little bit of a risk and throw a little bit of color into your wardrobe, 15-year-old me? And while we're on the subject of style, funny shirts, they may be very amusing, but they are only amusing the first time you wear them. I mean, I guess technically if you wear them to different situations or different places, they'll be funny to new people each time. But most likely you're wearing them to school, or you're wearing them to the same places over and over. So they've already seen your funny shirt. It's really only a one-time wear, in my opinion now. I've had a slew. My whole closet was just shirts that said funny sayings on it, and I don't know why I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Like, I had one that was Stewie from Family Guy that said, "Spank me, I've been a bad boy." I actually still have that. It's very comfortable. Also, on that topic, you're not a large or a medium. Wear the clothes that fit you. You're a small. You are a men's small. You don't need to go up in a size. It looks very ugly on you, 15-year-old me. It does not look good at all. It looks very drapey, and you just look like a box. You're just a fucking box. Also, cut your hair. It's not that good of a look. I know that you tried to rebel for a while because dad wouldn't let you have long hair, and now you could because you're your own man kind of thing, but don't. It's just like, it was fun for a while, but it got real long there for a bit, and it's not that great. It's not a good look. And don't try to cover it up with a fedora, because the fedoras look good on you, but you know, you have to style your hair with it. So like, style your hair with a fedora or something. Just take a little bit of time to style it. It doesn't take very long, maybe a couple minutes in the morning. Just, you know, get a cut, get it nicely done. Maybe do what I'm doing now. Maybe we could start this early. This look, I've had this for a while, but I like the look because it looks good on me. The long hair look, you know, it was okay. The part down the middle needs to go though. Also, 15-year-old me, I think you need to take more risks. I mean, you started taking risks at this age. Don't get me wrong, you started reaching out and you wanted to do more interesting and fun things, especially once you got 16. In a year, you're about to get a car and it's gonna change your life. It's gonna be pretty fucking sweet. You're gonna be driving around all the time. All your friends are gonna pile into this very tiny Honda Prelude that comfortably fits 3 people, and 8 people are gonna squeeze in there, and there are gonna be feet popping out of the sunroof. It'll be a good time until you hit that curb, and then you get stuck at McDonald's for a little while until you somehow figure out how to change your flat tire for the first time. It's a little awkward after that. You know what? Just start now. You know what? Steal a car at this age and just like go for it. Maybe that's a little bit too risky. Too risky. You know what? Tone it back down. Maybe not too many risks. Maybe start a little crazier. Maybe join a club or something. Or, you know, do a sport. I don't know, not sports. Join a club. Join a club. Theater club. You'll like theater. You'll enjoy theater. Oh, and 15-year-old Chad, if Tim, your best friend Tim, offers you a snack cake, duck. He's gonna throw it at you every time. And for whatever reason, when he says, hey, you look at him and he throws it square in your face. He doesn't know the idea to let you know he's going to throw it and then throwing it. No, he throws it as he says, hey, so he gets your attention and it smacks you in the face. This piece of advice will save you a lot of ding-dongs to the face. Well, at least until you're 20. From there, it's just an onslaught. And lastly, I think the last bit of advice I would give myself at age 15, 15-year-old me, you know what? Experiment with your sexuality earlier. Know who you are. You didn't know who you were until you were a little bit older. Granted, you weren't very sexualized, you weren't worried about it at the time, but maybe think about it more. You just kind of were too scared and too worried about what other people thought. And I think, you know what you should have done? You should have just said, fuck it, I am who I am. Because look who you are now, because you're fucking sweet as shit. You may not think so right now, because, you know, 15-year-old me would be like, who's this douchebag on fucking YouTube? And I would have to obviously punch the living shit out of 15-year-old me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and let me know some of the advice that you'd give to your younger self. Or maybe let me know some of the advice that you wish to know, because I'd like to do more advice videos. I did one before and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it helped a lot of people out there who were asking me questions. And don't forget about my social media. You can find that in the description below. And like I said, subscribe. There's like a little bubble that's gonna come up here, and you can like totally hit it and it subscribes. And I have other videos and stuff. You could totally like watch them and shit. Like I have vlogs that you can totally watch. Like I think they're on one of these. It'll pop up. Trust me, it'll pop up. You're gonna love it. It's great. It's wonderful. It's the best thing you'll ever see. So until next time, my 15-year-old self.